Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to look at LowTierGod, because he's a very toxic and shunned streamer or YouTuber at this point. Because just how toxic he is, how he acts, how he treats people, extremely toxic. On games, off games, he will make fun of people with disabilities. He will do all types of stuff. But is that bad? Yes, it's bad, but what he does, which is good, is he is iconic in his own way. He has honestly become an icon in the Street Fighter community for the most part. Tekken, not so much. He plays Tekken here and there, but he just rages. He doesn't really play it as full time or anything like that. He just mainly plays Street Fighter, plays on his multiple accounts. But this man, how does one man become famous from toxicity? And that is LowTierGod. He's gone to tournaments. He's done a lot of things outside of just playing Street Fighter, but he's been playing Street Fighter for a long time, and he's built up the reputation of becoming the most toxic Street Fighter player of all time, if not the most toxic fighting game player of all time. And he is quite the handful, I would say, especially since he's been banned from Twitch multiple times. He's been banned from Twitter, I believe, permanently. He's on YouTube. He streams on YouTube, I believe now. Actually, I don't think he's banned off YouTube. I think he just has maybe community guideline strikes. I have no idea, but I haven't seen him in quite a while. Usually people find LowTierGod from community highlights, so people making fun of him for his attitude, and then LowTierGod, of course, reacting to those people, threatening to copyright and strike him and stuff like that, but nothing really ever happens. But why am I talking about LowTierGod? Why is LowTierGod so important? And I'm going to get to that. LowTierGod is actually, I would say, he's good for the community, even with his toxicity, even with his insults. He's good for the community. He's good for the fighting game community. He brings in so much traction. When you think of a game like Street Fighter, for example, you think, oh, Street Fighter 5. Besides thinking the game's trash, you think that, oh, LowTierGod is associated with Street Fighter 5. You think of Street Fighter 5, and you'll think of LowTierGod. Even if you don't play fighting games and you think of someone toxic or rage, you'll be like, oh, LowTierGod, that guy is the most saltiest guy ever. You people come across these videos by accident. You'll be watching a salt montage, boom, there's LowTierGod. Or you'll be watching a video and it's like saltiest player on earth, and it'll be LowTierGod in recommendations. The amount of times I'll be just watching any random YouTube video and I find a LowTierGod video or an archive stream or something just featuring LowTierGod. But besides him just being a personality online on YouTube videos and stuff like that, he's been playing Street Fighter for quite a long time, many years, and he has built up a reputation, of course, and he's been playing these games, and people have become associated with that. And he himself, people will watch him playing these fighting games just because they just want to see him rage. They think it's funny, but while doing that, people are actually starting to play Street Fighter as well. People are getting more into fighting games, and that's why I believe LowTierGod is actually doing us a little favor, if anything. Is just he's getting a lot of people into fighting games. People want to play fighting games because of LowTierGod. People think, oh, okay, if this guy's that salty, maybe I can play Street Fighter and make my friends salty or something like that. People are unintentionally being inspired to play Street Fighter because of LowTierGod. LowTierGod, his toxicity is bringing a lot of attention to Tekken. Not Tekken so much, but mainly Street Fighter. He'll be versing on his main account. He'll run into big names that are professionals, tournament players, and he'll lose to them. He won't officially lose to them. He'll just rage quit, turn his game off. They'll be on their stream and they'll be like, oh, LowTierGod just rage quit me, and then there'll be a highlight that will get thousands of views, and that will bring random viewers. YouTube's algorithm will do its thing. People will be like, oh, why is this guy rage quitting? This game doesn't look too hard. Or they might be like, oh, Street Fighter, been thinking of getting into it for a while, and they'll just put that little mindset in the back of people's heads, and they'll be like, oh, you know what, I've been looking for a new game, I might as well try out Street Fighter. And then, unironically and unintentional, if you're in the Street Fighter because they watched a video where LowTierGod rage quit someone, or maybe it's the opposite, where someone's maybe like, man, I could get in the Street Fighter and then I could verse LowTierGod. It'd be pretty funny if I beat him, type thing. Like, cause he does viewer lobbies all the time. He does Smash as well. He gets absolutely annihilated in Smash, and he gets extremely toxic. And that's another game that's considered in the fighting game community EVO this year. Super Smash has Tekken, has Street Fighter in it. All 3 games that LowTierGod plays, all 3 games that LowTierGod quits. LowTierGod, I believe he did Soul Calibur as well, and that didn't last too long at all. But that game didn't last long in general. But just having this man stream and play and rage, he's bringing attraction like crazy to these games, I would say. Especially when he does viewer lobbies, people will clip these, clip his clips, clip him raging, of course, and that will get traction. That'll just make so much traction. He'll quite a lot of views. He gets a lot of views on these rage videos, easily thousands, up to 10,000 to 50,000 after a few months, which is quite a lot, especially for fighting games. If even just 100 of those people go into fighting into like Street Fighter or something from that, which is a really good number, because fighting games really don't have too many plays compared to big titles like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, for example. So that's extremely good, getting 100 people from a 50,000 view video playing Street Fighter or Tekken, something like that, or even Smash. But does that make him being toxic forgivable? Well, me personally, I reckon him being toxic is hilarious, but to each their own, I guess. Some people may take it personally, just the way he offends, or he might say something about a handicapped person, might bully someone, might use racist slurs as he usually does, and someone might just get triggered, which is completely understandable, because LowTierGod is pretty toxic, of course. On Twitter as well, he likes to call people out, which is banned now for obvious reasons. On YouTube, he'll ban people, the subscribers that are supporting him, and then, of course, he has these sheepish type following, and then he bans them as well. But even with all the bans, people still keep coming back. People keep still watching LowTierGod. He usually gets around 300 to 800 viewers on his streams, which is pretty big, especially since he has 20k subs. But just because he's so notorious with being salty, toxic, and then all these compilations, rage videos come out as well, which also boost his popularity, I would say. And then, of course, when he runs into big streamers, or not big streamers, they're just big players, and they call him out on Twitter, or they're streaming themselves, and like, oh, LowTierGod, those people will flock to LowTierGod stream, or they'll get clipped, or out of context clipped as well. Boom, they'll end up on live stream fails or something like that. More traction, more attention to the game, or because he's toxic. He's bringing attention to games just because he's toxic, and that's good, in my opinion at least. He's helping fighting games survive. He's helping fighting games get new players, even if he's extremely salty and extremely pissy about losing and rage quitting on them. It's an experience. It's a fun experience to watch, I would say. Maybe not too much fun for the opponent, but of course, LowTierGod is very egotistical, very toxic. He'll never accept defeat. He'll never accept that a trash player beat him, as he likes to say. But everybody's trash in his eyes, so it's kind of difficult to enjoy his content unironically. The only time to enjoy it is when he's raging himself or getting pissed that he's losing. But when he's just spouting racial bullshit, or insulting someone like Burly Legs, I believe his name is, like, that's a bit half and half. But some people might find that funny. Some people might be like, "I could do, that's fucked up." But as I said, each to their own. But with this video, I was mainly on the topic of how people view LowTierGod in the wrong way, almost. He's hilarious, of course. Just he's hilarious in his own right. He's not playing a character. He genuinely believes that he's trash. If he's actually playing a character, then holy fuck, he sells it completely fantastic. But this man, he's very iconic. As I said, he's very iconic. He will get quoted all day from people that play fighting games. He'll be quoted. He'll be mocked, especially when he goes to events like EVO. He'll get mocked. He's had a lot of controversy with a lot of other people when he goes to local tournaments or just a big time tournaments as well. He'll get mocked. He's even had I believe he was on TV and he just got absolutely stomped, and that was extremely terrible. But for whatever reason, LowTierGod likes to have a different personality when he goes to local tournaments. He doesn't like to be salty. I guess he doesn't want to cause any issues or any drama. which is which is understandable. When you're online at home in your own personal space, it's a bit more comfortable to get angry and frustrated. You can't really just be screaming at people, at locals. You'll get kicked out. You'll get in trouble. Anything could happen. It's not a good time being angry in public, but he really does absolutely bring a lot of attention to Street Fighter and Tekken and Smash. Not so much for Soul Calibur, trash game, but that's what I want to talk about. Just with this video, I just want to bring light to the topic that LowTierGod, he does do some good for the community, some good. He does a lot more worse than good. Like he does give Street Fighter a bad name. Street Fighter gave itself a bad name, just being a trash game, of course. But that's my opinion. A lot of people don't like Street Fighter 5. Just especially when Ultra Street Fighter 4 was extremely good, but each to their own, as I said. But I feel like LowTierGod should get a break here and there, but depending how toxic he is, what type of day he's having, it's kind of hard to give him a break. But I assume LowTierGod's not going to change anytime soon. He's tried to change in the past. I've seen these tweets where he said he's trying to change, but of course he's been on Twitter now. But I don't think that he will ever change. He's just extremely toxic. But as long as he keeps bringing people to Street Fighter or into the fighting scene, and I'll say then it's all fair game to be toxic, as long as he's not overly toxic and overly ambitious about attacking someone with his toxicity. This is when he takes it personally, when he actually attacks someone, that's when it becomes bad, of course. But in the end, it's online, it's just shit talking. It's nothing too bad. But of course, LowTierGod will always be that toxic guy that he's known for. But as I said, keeps bringing people. It's fine with me. But I think we should give LowTierGod a chance to just be toxic. Like there's a lot of toxic streamers, but a lot of people get away with it just because they're mainly just angry at the game. Like Tyler One, for example, he used to be extremely toxic. He still kind of is. He won't run it down mid, but he'll still call his teammates out. But he won't sit there and just abuse him. He won't just quit the game like that. He'll play it out, or he'll just be like, GG, game over. But LowTierGod, he won't wait it out. He'll just quit. He doesn't even want to watch supers. He just wants the game to be over in his favor. He just wants to win and be number one. But since he won't ever be number one, he's gonna play close to his rankings. I know he has gone to not Grandmaster. Actually, I don't know if he's gone Grandmaster, but I know he's been around top 10,000 quite a few times. Which is it's pretty good achievement, but he's Urian. He struggles a lot. And then his toxicity just takes over. He never has anything positive to say, but I guess that's why people flock to him. That's why people enjoy his content, even if it's for the wrong reasons. But that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully, LowTierGod keeps bringing people into the community, man. That's all I can say for him at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It's my take on LowTierGod. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.